Hey sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Same, if this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash the subscribe button and turn on the notification so you get notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all, and I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you for always coming back to watch my videos and subscribing. You all are the very best. So today, actually, someone sent this to me a long time ago. I did not cover it because I couldn't get enough content for it, and right now I do. And it's actually about a white man spilling the real facts to Black Americans. And you know the truth. The truth is that most of these are not being told. I mean, it's something that I don't know how I would have known this if not the fact that probably someone sent it to me to check it out, which I did. And then I had to go back over and over to check this out. And he actually titled this secret societies exposed. Man, this is great, great educated fact, and you do not want to miss out on this. Let's dive into it. Let me roll the clip.
Secret societies exposed. Did you know that a lot of African American people are actually just American people? Yeah, just American people. Indigenous American people, Native American people, Aboriginal American people, organic to the land American people. I'm going to tell you a little story. Once upon a time, long ago, long before any honkies, pale faces, or crackers existed on the planet Earth, dark-skinned, woolly-haired, heavily melanated beings inhabited every square inch of the planet Earth, long before the land masses even shifted. One more time. Dark-skinned, woolly-haired, heavily melanated beings inhabited every square inch of the planet Earth long before the continents even shifted. So in 1492, when Christopher Columbus and his Spanish conquistador buddies came over here under the Spanish Inquisition and the doctrine of discovery and discovered a land that had already been inhabited for millions of years, that had a highly developed, highly advanced civilization already here, they found highly melanated, woolly-haired, copper-complected people, the organic to the land, original people of the Americas, with a highly developed civilization. There's actually more pyramids on this side than there is on that side. In fact, the pyramids over here are older than the ones at Giza. The pyramids over here are older than the ones at Giza. You know what the original name for Mexico City is? Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan. Tehuti. Thoth, the Egyptian god, the pyramid of the sun, Quetzalcoatl, Teotihuacan. That's right. That's why a lot of your African American friends, if you ask them about their ancestry, they'll tell you that they're Creek or Cherokee or Blackfoot, or they have Indian in their family. That's right, because most so-called African American people are actually American people, Native American people, Aboriginal American people, organic to the land American people. Secret societies exposed. I love you guys.
You know what? I really do want to know a lot more about this, right? And I want you all to please tell me more about this in the comment section. I will be reading your comments. And you know what? Let's get into the two. Yes, because there is two. So here we go.
Societies exposed. Part 2. The Moors. The Almohads. The Almoravids. The Umayyad Caliphate, Al-Maghrib, Al-Morocc, the Al-Moroccan Empire, those dark-skinned, swarthy, woolly-haired people that conquered and ruled over Europe for about 700, 800 years. That's right, the Moors. They were all up and down the Iberian Peninsula. And at a time when Europeans were barely just crawling out of the caves and learning how to wipe their ass, the Moors brought with them a high level of civilization. Art, architecture, music, philosophy, science, construction and building skills. Taught the Europeans how to build castles. Matter of fact, built some of the most glorious structures in Europe and ushered in what's commonly referred to as the Renaissance. That's right, the Moors. But one thing we conveniently leave out of that equation is what else did the Moors bring with them to Europe? Good old-fashioned slavery and human trafficking. That's right, but this was a different type of chattel slavery and servitude and human trafficking. See, the Moors was big pimping, spending G's. Oh, they was pimping. Oh, they was doing some big pimping. That's right, because under Islamic law, slavery and human trafficking and sexual slavery and human trafficking is permissible. It's actually halal, according to the Sunnah and the Quran. That's right. It's actually halal according to the Sunnah and the Quran. I said it. I sure did. It's halal according to the Sunnah and Quran. Human trafficking and slavery and pimping is halal according to the Sunnah and the Quran. That's right. I said it. I said it. Look it up. I didn't make it up. Yep, they did a high level of pimping. And you know what them Moors liked? Oh, they liked them pink toes. They liked them pink toes so much they had a whole breeding program in their chattel, human trafficking, slavery, servitude, where they was literally breeding them pink toes. What do I mean by pink toes? Them white bitches, man. Them white bitches, man. But the problem is when you breed white bitches, you need white men too, right? So they basically priced themselves out of the game because the white men controlled the breeding of the white bitches. You feel me? Them pink toes. Real big pimping, man. They was running real big pimping. See, they brought a couple other things with them too. Babylonian blood magic. Babylonian sex magic. Babylonian money magic. See, they like to leave that part out. You know, the Kabbalah part, the magic part, the demonology part, and all that other game they was running all up and down that Iberian Peninsula. See, we conveniently leave some of that stuff out. That's why they got kicked out of Europe in 1492, the Reconquista, right? That's when Isabella and Ferdinand defeated the Moors at Granada in 1492 and kicked them out for all that slavery and human trafficking and black magic that they were doing in Europe. That's right. That's why they got kicked out of Europe 1492. Now, the next question is, where did they go? Where did they go? Secret societies exposed. Part 3, the Moors. Just to be clear, the Moors were practicing slavery and human trafficking, chattel property, slavery. The Moors were owning other human beings. They owned millions of pale-faced European slaves, and they bought and sold them and traded them with their friends. That's right. And they also owned millions of dark-skinned sub-Saharan African slaves. So just in case you were wondering where the Spanish and Portuguese learned their slave trafficking system from, it's the Moors. Just in case you're wondering where the Spanish and Portuguese learned their slave trafficking system from, it's the Moors. Most of the Spanish and Portuguese would fall under the classification of what's called a tawny Moor, a light-skinned Moor. That's right, most of the Spanish and Portuguese would fall under the classification of what's called a tawny Moor, a light-skinned Moor. Go do your research. Where do you think the Ku Klux Klan hood comes from? Where do you think the Ku Klux Klan hood comes from? Look it up. Look it up and see. Most of the Spanish and Portuguese would fall under the classification of a tawny Moor. The Moors ruled over the Iberian Peninsula for 800 years. 800 years. That's almost quadruple the time that the United States has even existed. So don't get me wrong. I'm not taking sides in this. I'm just telling you the facts. And for all my Muslim people that don't understand what I said, according to the Sunnah in the Quran, having a slave is halal. According to the Sunnah in the Quran, having a slave is halal. It's recommended that you release your slave, but it's legit to own another person. It's also legit to own another person and have sex with them. They say one that your right hand possesses. I'll be honest, I don't care what hand possesses it. Owning another person, having sex with them, having the ability to buy, sell, and trade them where I'm from is called pimping. Just to be clear, just to clear that up, if there was any misconceptions, owning another person that you can have sex with and having the ability to buy, sell, and trade them where I'm from, we call pimping. So if you didn't understand what I said, I just wanted to break that down for you. According to the classical scholars, having a slave in Islam is halal. It's allowed. It's permissible. And anything else, if you want to change it to fit with the new times, in Arabic, I think they call that a bid'ah, an innovation. Slavery is practiced under an Islamic caliphate. Make no question about it. Slavery is practiced under an Islamic caliphate, and it's legit to have sex with your slave girl or one who your right hand possesses. Be clear about it, Muslims. You guys aren't exempt from this in this whole history of slavery and human trafficking. Matter of fact, most of the Muslim countries are complicit in slavery and human trafficking. Matter of fact, Mauritania was practicing slavery up until just a couple decades ago. Mauritania was practicing slavery up until just a couple decades ago. They were enslaving dark-skinned sub-Saharan Africans. Secret societies exposed. The Moors. Do your homework.
Oh my God, guys, please. I really do want to learn a whole lot about this. If you know more about it, why not? I'll be reading all your comments. I will be reading all your comments. Thank you so much for all your support. This is where I am going to call it a day. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.